The story begins with Adam Clay, Jason Statham, a quiet, disciplined man living a peaceful and solitary life in rural Massachusetts. He spends his days tending to his beehives, appearing to be nothing more than a simple beekeeper. His only real connection to the outside world is his kind-hearted elderly neighbor, Eloise Parker, a retired schoolteacher. Eloise is a warm and caring woman who has spent her life helping others, running a charity that provides support for children in need. Despite Adam's reserved nature, Eloise treats him like family, often bringing him coffee and engaging in small talk. Adam, in return, values her kindness and presence in his otherwise isolated life. Eloise Parker receives a distressing pop-up alert on her computer, warning her that her hard drive is infected. The message urges her to call a provided number to prevent total data loss. Concerned, she dials the number and is connected to Boyd, a supposed representative from United Data Group. He assures her that the warning is part of their antivirus software package and advises her to uninstall the outdated version. However, when Eloise admits she isn't tech-savvy, Boyd suggests downloading remote assistant software so he can complete the installation for her. Trusting his guidance, she follows his instructions, unknowingly granting him full access to her computer. As Boyd navigates through her system, he discreetly exposes her financial details to his team. To further gain her trust, he apologizes for the inconvenience and claims that, as a courtesy, he will credit $500 to her account. When Eloise checks, she is shocked to find a $50,000 deposit instead. Boyd pretends to panic, claiming he made a terrible mistake and could lose his job, mentioning his children to evoke sympathy. Not wanting him to suffer consequences, Eloise offers to wire back the excess funds. Following Boyd's instructions, she enters her master password, but as soon as she does, her laptop shuts down. At that moment, Boyd and his team wipe out her entire bank account. When she reboots the system, she is horrified to find all her money gone. Almost simultaneously, fraud alerts from her bank confirm her worst fears. That evening, Adam Clay, her reserved yet protective neighbor, arrives for dinner as invited. However, sensing something wrong, he instinctively grabs a knife from the kitchen. Before he can investigate, FBI agent Verona Parker, Eloise's daughter, appears and holds him at gunpoint, demanding to know who he is and why he's in her mother's house. Adam apologizes, but before Verona can process his words, she turns and sees her mother's lifeless body, shaking her to the core. Authorities rule Eloise's death as a suicide, but Verona, skeptical, starts digging deeper. She interrogates Adam, who explains that he rents space in the barn and, upon hearing a smoke alarm and seeing her car in the driveway, entered the house to check on her. Later, as Verona searches Eloise's computer records, she discovers that her mother's bank account had been drained, confirming she was scammed. Adam is released the next morning, as forensics confirm only Eloise's fingerprints were on the gun. Later, Verona apologizes to Adam, and he accepts. She invites him in, revealing that her mother liked him because he reminded her of her late brother, a Marine raider. She explains that the scammers have remained unidentified for 2 years, making prosecution nearly impossible. Adam reflects that while people fight for children, elderly victims often suffer alone. Verona, determined, vows to seek justice. Later, Adam retrieves a satellite phone hidden in a beehive and calls a contact, requesting a name and address. Soon, his contact responds. While the scammers operate globally, she has found their location. Adam Clay arrives at the United Data Group headquarters with a singular goal: destruction. Despite security attempting to block his entry, he remains undeterred. When they try to stop him, he questions their morals, asking if they are aware that their employers are scamming vulnerable people. Before they can respond, he swiftly takes them down. He then strides into the building, instructing the receptionist to warn everyone inside that the building must be evacuated immediately. Entering the call center, Adam demands that the employees recite a pledge, vowing never to steal from the weak and defenseless again. When they dismiss him, Adam brutally attacks one of them, making his message clear. Seeing this, the rest fearfully repeat his words. Gasoline is soon spilled across the room, and Boyd, the scam's mastermind, asks Adam what he's doing. Adam responds coldly. He's a beekeeper, and sometimes the hive must be protected by fire. Boyd orders security to take Adam down, but within moments, they are incapacitated. Adam then warns Boyd that the next scam call made from this location will ignite a deadly explosion. True to his word, when a call comes through, a spark ignites the gasoline fumes, engulfing the building in flames. The next day, Boyd informs his boss, Derek Danforth, about the attack. The destruction of the building, along with 4 casualties, leaves Danforth enraged. He demands the identity of the assailant, but Boyd explains that all security footage and records were destroyed. Danforth turns to Wallace Westwild, a former CIA director, for assistance, but Wallace dismisses the issue, stating that it's a matter for law enforcement. Frustrated, Danforth provides Boyd with cloud access credentials, instructing him to track any suspicious activity. Boyd asks what should be done if the attacker is identified, and Danforth coldly orders his execution. Meanwhile, FBI agent Verona Parker and her partner Matt investigate the United Data Group fire. Witnesses describe a muscular man in his 40s entering the building with gas cans and single-handedly taking down security. Elsewhere, Boyd tracks Adam to his beehives and arrives with a team of mercenaries, instructing them to destroy the hives before moving to kill Adam in his barn. However, Adam, a highly trained combatant, takes them down one by one. In an intense standoff, he mutilates Garnett, severing his fingers, but spares his life. Verona later receives intel that the victims of the fire at United Data Group were employees of the scam operation, leading her to suspect that the arsonist and her mother's mysterious tenant are the same person. Meanwhile, Boyd updates Danforth, revealing that the attacker severed the fingers on his right hand. As Boyd speaks, Adam ambushes him, dragging him out of his car and tying him with a tow strap. Moments later, Adam drives his truck forward, sending Boyd plummeting off a bridge to his death. Adam then calls Danforth, warning him that he is coming for him. Frightened, Danforth once again seeks Wallace's aid, but the former CIA director dismisses any hope of survival. If a beekeeper declares vengeance, Wallace states, death is inevitable. When Danforth challenges his usefulness, Wallace reminds him that he dedicated 35 years to national intelligence before retiring as a favor to Danforth's mother, Jessica, to protect Danforth Enterprises. Desperate, Danforth pleads for any information about Adam, but Wallace grimly warns that Adam will likely be the last thing he ever sees. At the FBI field office, Verona tells Matt that United Data Group was merely one branch of a larger scam network. The call center operated under Boyd, a known mob associate, meaning a centralized authority is likely running all scam operations. She then asks about Adam's background, but Matt describes him as a ghost, with nothing in the system aside from a birth certificate and social security number. Their conversation is interrupted by a call about Boyd's murder, prompting Matt to urge Verona to leave immediately. Meanwhile, Jessica Danforth contacts Wallace, expressing deep concern. She has never seen Derek this terrified and offers Wallace a seat on the board to secure her son's safety. Wallace declines, but assures her he will protect Derek. Seeking reinforcements, Wallace contacts CIA Director Janet, revealing that Jessica's son is being hunted by a beekeeper. That night, Janet calls back, confirming that Adam is retired from the program. However, she adds that the current active beekeeper is now involved and will handle the situation. Wallace reacts with concern, labeling the new beekeeper as a dangerous lunatic who should have been eliminated long ago. Shortly after, the current beekeeper launches an ambush on Adam, determined to eliminate him. However, Adam escapes, and when local law enforcement arrives, the new beekeeper shoots them all down. Spotting an opportunity, Adam engages in direct combat, gaining the upper hand and knocking her back. She tries to shoot him, but Adam vanishes into the shadows. Furious, she commandeers a truck, unleashing machine gun fire, and recklessly destroys a gas station in an attempt to flush Adam out. Seizing the moment, Adam throws a honey jar at her, stunning her. He then sets her on fire, causing her to fall from her truck and burn to death. Afterward, Adam retrieves her severed finger before walking away as the gas station explodes behind him. Following the incident, Janet contacts Wallace, informing him that Adam is still alive. She states that the Beekeeper organization has chosen to remain neutral, meaning Wallace is now on his own. The next day, Verona and Matt arrive at the gas station ruins, where a detective informs them that the vehicle used in the attack was registered to Anisette Landris. Verona, recognizing the name, asks Matt if he knows who Anisette is. He explains that she doesn't exist in any database, just like Adam. Examining the wreckage, Verona discovers a book, solidifying her suspicion that Anisette Landris and Adam Clay share an undeniable connection. Wallace assembles a team of ex-Special Forces operatives and briefs them on a covert program even he was unaware of, the Beekeepers. He explains that someone long ago recognized the need for an independent force operating beyond government oversight to ensure national security. The Beekeepers are an elite, highly trained clandestine organization tasked with protecting the system itself. However, a retired beekeeper, Adam Clay, has gone rogue, acting under the mistaken belief that he is serving the hive's best interests. Wallace's team is assigned to neutralize Adam before he does further damage. Meanwhile, Adam gains unauthorized access to a secure beekeeper facility using Anisette Landris' severed finger. Inside, he retrieves vital equipment and gathers critical intelligence for his next move. On the other hand, Deputy Director Prigg and Special Counsel Manda Muniz meet with Verona and Matt. During their briefing, Verona explains that 3 major crime scenes in the area appear to be connected to a single individual, Adam Clay. His method suggests that he is highly skilled, relentless, and motivated, making him an extremely dangerous asset. Given his trajectory toward Boston, they suspect that his next target is 9 Star United, a large-scale scam operation with regional call centers similar to the one he previously burned down. When Prigg asks why Adam is on this rampage, Verona simply states that he is protecting the hive. Recognizing the gravity of the situation, Prigg assures them they will receive all necessary resources. Shortly after, a SWAT team arrives at the 9 Star United building, but they are soon met by ex-Special Forces operatives under Wallace's command, led by Patties. Patties immediately orders the SWAT team to stand down while he and his men move in. As they enter the call center, Patties instructs the manager to shut it down. However, Adam, already nearby, swiftly ambushes the SWAT officers outside, disabling them and taking one hostage to gain entry. Inside, the call center manager alerts Derek Danforth, seeking instructions. Danforth, growing impatient, orders them to ignore any disruptions and focus solely on their objective. Meanwhile, Patties and his team establish a perimeter outside, preparing for any unforeseen threats. However, before they can react, Adam infiltrates their ranks, taking them by surprise. One soldier, upon recognizing Adam, attempts to escape, but Adam swiftly throws him onto a table. Adam then warns anyone unwilling to fight to leave, but the manager threatens to fire anyone who disobeys. Patties and his men engage Adam in an intense firefight, but Adam outmaneuvers them with tactical precision, eliminating them one by one. Eventually, he faces Patties in a brutal hand-to-hand fight. After an intense battle, Adam overpowers and defeats him, solidifying his dominance. Meanwhile, Verona and Matt arrive at the building, receiving confirmation that Adam is inside. Despite protocol, Verona chooses to enter alone. Inside, Adam confronts the call center manager, who begs for mercy. Ignoring his pleas, Adam grabs and throws him aside before picking him up again and demanding to know where the stolen money is being funneled. When a manager refuses to comply, Adam resorts to torture, forcing him to reveal the organization's true leadership. Adam then takes out a photo of Eloise, explaining that she was an educator, a mother, and a woman dedicated to helping others. He reveals that she took her own life because the manager embezzled $2 million from her charity, leaving her with nothing. Adam further confesses that Eloise was the only person who ever cared for him, making the manager personally responsible for her death. The manager finally admits his connection to a powerful, untouchable organization, but Adam dismisses the claim, stating that nobody is untouchable and that sometimes, when a hive is thrown into chaos, the queen must be replaced. Just then, Verona arrives, and Adam informs her that the manager is directly responsible for her mother's death. Although Verona believes him, she insists that there are laws in place to deal with criminals like him. Choosing not to engage further, Adam manages to escape, but not before incapacitating Matt. When Matt pleads for mercy, revealing that he has 4 children, Adam spares his life, calmly stating that he already knows this. Before leaving, he disassembles Matt's gun, rendering it useless. Later, Verona and Matt make a shocking discovery about who is behind the scam. Meanwhile, Wallace learns that his entire team has been wiped out and advises Derek that it's time to call his mother. Wallace believes that as long as Derek remains close to her, Adam will be unable to make a move. Acting on this advice, Derek contacts his mother, Jessica Danforth, telling her that he wants to spend the weekend with her. Jessica agrees, instructing her assistant, Kelly, to ensure that Derek remains sober. In a stunning revelation, it is unveiled that Jessica Danforth is the President of the United States. At an intelligence briefing, Verona informs Director Prigg that Adam appears to be following the money trail, specifically targeting funds stolen from people without heirs or families. She explains that 9-Star United uses sophisticated data mining software to identify and exploit such individuals. The situation escalates when she reveals another entity involved in the scheme, a government contractor providing services to intelligence and justice agencies. Alarmed, Prigg asks for the company's name, and Verona reveals it to be Danforth Enterprises, an organization founded and operated by Jessica Danforth herself. However, Jessica recently stepped down after being sworn in as President of the United States. This revelation raises grave concerns. Not only is Derek a direct target for Adam, but due to her involvement in the scam, there is also a very real possibility that Adam will go after Jessica Danforth as well. If he views her as the true queen of the hive, she may very well be next on his list, where Secret Service agents are already stationed. For extra protection, Wallace hires a group of mercenaries, including Lazarus, who previously lost his leg in a confrontation with a beekeeper. Shortly after, Jessica arrives and questions Wallace about the situation. Meanwhile, Adam sneaks onto the property by hiding under a truck, disguised in a security uniform. When an agent approaches to check, Adam swiftly takes him down, assumes his identity, and blends in with the security team. He later changes outfit and infiltrates the party. At the gathering, Jessica introduces Derek to Prigg, who questions Derek about his investments in United Data Group and 9-Star United. Prigg also asks about a classified data mining software developed by the intelligence community, which Derek confirms his knowledge of. Verona spots Adam and quickly alerts the SWAT team. Soon after, she and the mercenaries corner him, ordering him to surrender. As Lazarus prepares to fire, Adam triggers an explosion in a nearby vehicle, using the distraction to grab Lazarus's weapon and eliminate the mercenaries before escaping. Meanwhile, Jessica confronts Derek, telling him he corrupted an imperfect but functioning system. When Derek insists he was trying to help her, she reminds him they were already wealthy, thanks to his father's empire. Jessica resolves to reveal the truth to both Adam and the nation. Wallace tries to stop Adam, but Adam overpowers him, breaking his fingers. Inside, Derek kills Prigg and takes Jessica hostage. Verona and Matt arrive as Adam enters. Derek attempts to shoot his mother, but Adam kills him first. Escaping through a window, Adam flees using scuba gear, and despite having a clear shot, Verona chooses not to fire. Make sure to subscribe for more movie recaps. Thanks for watching.